I had to level up, I was too patient. Back to the hood, we going back to the base.
Kyrie Irving went full Uncle Drew right there.
Hey, right now, cut back at this thing. Here we go.
Flooding my wrist, if you play, you get kinda lit.
Tatum is cash money. Durant, Irving, Harden, 15,000 plus on their feet as the Brooklyn Nets will advance to round 2.
Another one.
I like that beat, and I got some heat for you. Breaking news on First Take on a Wednesday. This morning, our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting Boston Celtics president of basketball operations Danny Ainge seriously considering his future with the franchise and could make a decision to step down. Good day. Welcome to First Take. Hello, Max and I in studio. Stephen A. Talk to me.
An undisclosed location.
Yeah. What's your reaction to this news?
Well, I think that we have to recognize the fact that Danny Ainge is one of the best executives in the sport. He's done a pretty damn good job at the helm for the Boston Celtics. They have a championship. They've had a big three. They've been a perennial playoff contender. First with KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Rondo. Then after that with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They went to 3 conference titles in a conference championship series in the last 4 years before this season. Let's give credit where credit is due. When he hired Brad Stevens out of Butler, that was definitely something that nobody saw coming. And Brad Stevens, even though we've got our questions about him at this particular juncture, the bottom line is that overall he's done a good job. And you've got cornerstones of your franchise in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who are 24 and 22 years old, respectively. And so when you look at it from that perspective, we can't sit up here and acknowledge or fail to acknowledge that Danny Ainge hasn't done a good job, because he has done a good job. You're just looking for him to pull the trigger on that big deal and get it done and get them over the hump again. And that was something he was incredibly reluctant to do. So that is what it is. You respect him. You respect the job that he's done. But as long as they've got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown there, it should be a job most executives should clamor for.
Let me make this real simple. Danny Ainge is a very good GM. He's not just good, he's a very good GM. Put that camera on me and I'll finish this thought. But he's not good enough. That's the issue. He's not good enough. I understand this, Stephen A., as a Yankees fan. Brian Cashman is an excellent GM. I'm a Yankees fan. I expect to win the World Series more than any other team. If that doesn't happen, the GM's not good enough, period. Certainly not when your rivals are outperforming you over a period of time. That means you're not good enough. The Celtic standard, right? There's only one standard that's even better than the Celtic standard in the history of the NBA. That's the Lakers standard. Same number of championships, but the Lakers have done far more in the modern era. You know, shot clock, three-point, absorption of the ABA teams, however you want to define modern era, Lakers dominated. But the Celtics have also been excellent in the modern era, and they have that kind of standard. Like, if we're not the best, if we're not in it every year, if the argument can't be made that we're the number one franchise, our GM's not good enough. Danny Ainge has done, you pointed out, I don't want to go all over it all again, but he's done an excellent job. They're a powerhouse most seasons. And how long have we been sitting here, Stephen A., going, ooh, they're that one tweak away from getting over the top. And as much as it's, Trader Danny and all that stuff, he never seems to be able to pull the trigger on that one move where going into the season you go, oh, the Celtics got this. Not that they're going to be competitive, but no, this is the team to beat. And he's had plenty of years to do it, and he's come close, and he's had plenty of resources, which he deserves credit for, but he hasn't gotten it done. Very good, not good enough for the Celtics.
Well, in this day and age, particularly with super teams being assembled and things of that nature, and no one clamoring to go to Boston, Massachusetts, obviously it's going to be a very difficult task. And I'd like to remind everybody, as much credit as we want to give Danny Ainge, a lot of credit should go to Doc Rivers, because Doc Rivers was on a hot seat years ago in Boston because Danny Ainge hadn't given him any players. Paul Pierce at the time wanted out. This is back in like 2007, 2008. Paul Pierce wanted out, okay? But then Danny Ainge obviously got KG, and obviously they got Ray Allen as well. And so the combination of the two obviously made them a big three. And when you see players that wanted to come there thereafter, it had a lot to do with Doc Rivers. See, Jaylen Brown was drafted and Jason Tatum is drafted. Danny Ainge going out there and acquiring some big-time free agent. He's not the greatest recruiter in the world. He can build a franchise, but he's not the greatest recruiter. And in this day and age, I think you're going to require that, and that's why you need somebody else probably other than him.
It's a great point, especially in the Northeast. You're not in a no-tax state. You're not in a sunshine state. You're right.
All right. Again, Woj with the bomb this morning. Let's get to their ultimate rival. You know who that is? The Lakers. Last night, an absolute demolition in Phoenix, y'all. They got the brakes beat off them without Anthony Davis. Phoenix now leads the series 3-2. LeBron had 24, 5, and 7. The King not sugarcoating anything.
Got our ass kicked. I mean, it's just that simple. They got to whatever they wanted to get to in this game, and we got to be better, obviously, if we want to force a game 7. So, I mean, it's literally win or go home at that point. So, you shoot all the bullets you got and throw the gun too. So, I look forward to the environment. Obviously, our Laker faithful going to give us a lot of energy, and I look forward to the moment. I look forward to the challenge and see what brings out the best of me and my teammates.
The Lakers, one loss shy of becoming the 6th defending champion to lose in the first round under the NBA's current playoff format. It would be LeBron's first time going home in the first round. He entered the playoffs 14-0 in the opening round. Stephen A., you're up first. Who's most accountable for the Lakers' blowout loss?
Well, I'm going to put most of the onus on LeBron James and Coach Frank Vogel. I mean, listen, it's a game 6. It's not a game 7. It's not the end. You don't write the epitaph of LeBron James because of this, because there is a game 6, rather, because this was game 5. There is a game 6, potentially a game 7. So it's not over. But you knew what was stacked against you, particularly with Anthony Davis out. And here you are, you show up. And I know that you made passes and guys weren't shooting open shots. I get all of that. Other times they were missing. And I'll let Max get into all of that because there were a few people on the Los Angeles Lakers that were pathetic. They were soft. They were weak. They came across as a team that conceded the game pretty much minutes into it. But LeBron's the leader. And guess what? He didn't look much better. So I'm going to put that on him because it's not just about you scoring your points or whatever. It's you galvanizing the troops and leading in the way that you're supposed to. He didn't do that last night. But the big onus, a bigger onus to me, falls on Coach Frank Vogel. See, it's moments like this where you get reminded that Frank Vogel wasn't their first choice. He really wasn't their second choice. It's just that because of somewhat of a checkered past against Jason Kidd, he couldn't be the guy that was hired to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Because I'm here to tell you as a point of fact that Jeannie Buss wanted Jason Kidd to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, which is why everybody was contemplating, how long is Frank Vogel going to be there? But props to Frank Vogel, who came in and won the chip last year and had them ready to play in the bubble. But last night, Mr. Vogel, Coach Vogel, where the hell was your defense? I mean, we saw guys running layup lines. We saw guys shooting uncontested, wide open three-point shots. We saw them pushing the ball up the floor and guys not getting back. We saw you put forth a starting 5 last night that hadn't started together all season long, if I remember correctly. And by the way, where the hell is Montrezl Harrell? Where the hell is he? Okay? Because it's just inexcusable that you haven't found a way to use this dude who's the 6th man of the year. You brought him there. I understand that Andre Drummond is a bigger body. He can play. He was serviceable with his 13 rebounds, 4 offensive. But Montrezl Harrell is an Energizer Bunny. He's a dog, and I mean that in a positive way. He's a dog. Where the hell is he? You got to put him out there. You know Anthony Davis is not reliable. Now, I'm not going to disrespect Anthony Davis because if you injured, you injured. And he's got multiple injuries to the same leg, Max, and I get that. But damn, you got Charles Barkley on the air. I mean, if ever there was a time Charles Barkley was hilarious and made you fall out of your chair, it was last night when he called Anthony Davis street clothes.
Yeah, pull up the. We have